Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. If you've watched this channel before, you'll know that I'm a big fan of the smaller guys. I think they produce a lot of action. There's a lot of good fights that kind of slip under the radar. And one of them occurred yesterday. It was a WBO, I think, minimum weight title eliminator. They don't come much smaller than minimum weights, do they? Between YUDEL Reyes and Oscar Collazo. And Collazo was coming in with 5 wins, no defeats, no draws. And he'd fought some pretty good opposition because his last 2 fights were against Victorio Saluda. He scored a 12 round unanimous decision over a guy with 21 wins and 5 defeats. So that's only your 5th fight. It's a pretty good opponent. Prior to that, Pedro Villegas, 13-1. He was knocked out in 3 rounds. And these aren't guys that I know a great deal about. You might recognise the names, but to be honest with you, it's difficult to see a lot of the fights with these real small guys because there's just no outlets, no platforms for them to be on. But just looking at the records, the 5 wins that Collazo had over very good opposition, and you can contrast it with the 15-1 YUDEL Reyes. Interestingly, Reyes only has 3 stoppages in 15 wins. His one defeat was on points. That was an 8-rounder over an unbeaten guy. But since then, that was in 2021 when he lost when he suffered his only loss. He's fought guys with modest records, and sometimes it's the quality of the opposition that matters, not necessarily the amount of fights you have, as we know. So going in, I suppose you'd say Collazo was the favourite, and so it proved, because he was always a step ahead, a punch ahead, an idea ahead, a thought ahead of YUDEL Reyes. This is Collazo I'm talking about. He was a southpaw, whereas Reyes is a orthodox fighter. Didn't do anything wrong, but Collazo was using the ring intelligently. He was on the back foot some of the time, but was still stepping into range and landing his own punches. And even though Reyes just didn't ever for a single second stop trying, he just didn't quite have the sort of ring IQ or just the plain old talent to deal with Collazo. Collazo apparently had a very good amateur career. I'm not au fait with it, but apparently it was a good career, and it kind of showed. He is being fast-tracked, and he was the one really. You could always tell that, even though at times Reyes' sort of industry, the volume of punches was winning him sections of rounds, you always got the thought that the harder hands, the sharper attacks were coming from Collazo. And Reyes has a good chin. I mean, Collazo was clocking him with some good punches, and he was still soaking it up, Reyes. And in the 4th round, there was what looked like a knockdown. And in fact, I thought it was a knockdown. But when they showed it back, it was actually a forearm smash, left hand, or a left forearm smash, if you like, from Collazo that knocked over Reyes. But at the same time, even though the referee, as it happens, correctly ruled it as no knockdown, it did hurt Reyes. You could see he was a little bit shaken, a little bit buzzed. And so he gets up, survives the rest of the round. And in the 5th round, again, he's on the front foot. He's looking for Collazo. Collazo's doing his thing, boxing very well. Reyes firing punches, not at any point hurting Collazo, but landing punches. But again, Collazo waiting for the opportunity. By far the bigger puncher, and sure enough, a big right hand zipped over, caught Reyes on the left-hand side of his jaw. He was shaken momentarily. Collazo then went after him, landed another combination, and badly shook and stunned Reyes, who sort of skidded backwards and collapsed under the ropes. Got up, was clearly hurt, but I mean, fair play to this kid. This guy's from Mexico, Reyes, so there's no surprise here. But he just went straight back in there, throwing his own punches, trying to win. And was having some success, amazingly. This is all happening in the 5th round. And Collazo, again, being very intelligent, looking for opportunities. He then traps Reyes on the ropes. This was right at the end of the round. Unloads. Reyes skids off the ropes onto the adjacent ropes. And Collazo's just all over him like the proverbial sauce over spaghetti, and knocks him down again and knocks him flat, really. And the referee steps in, doesn't even bother the count. It was a barrage of punches. Reyes again trying to fight back, but no, he got tagged too many times. He's already slightly concussed from the first knockdown. Bang, he's flat on his back. The ref ends it, and I think there was like 1 second left in the round or something like that. So it's a good win for. He now moves to 6-0 with I think is it four knockouts. I think Oscar Collazo from the US, and yeah, the guy's good. Watch out for this guy, Oscar Collazo. Very, very good fighter. If you like your minimum weights and your flyweights and so on, then I really do. Watch out for this guy. He's a threat. And YUDEL Reyes, like I say, did nothing wrong. He fought very courageously, but it just wasn't meant to be against just a plain better fighter. So, did you like this fight? Did you watch this fight? If so, leave your comments below. What did you think of Collazo? I thought he was very, very impressive. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit the subscribe button, like the video if you like the video, and thanks for your time as always. We'll speak again soon. Bye for now.